When it comes to relationships, there's only two parties involved. There's a party that wants the other one more, and there's a party that wants the other one less. There's no such thing as completely a 50-50 split. Now, this is called the Cardinal Rule of Relationships, and it affects every relationship we have, whether it's business or personal or romantic, it doesn't matter, it's gonna affect all of them. So in a traditional dating context or environment, when it's a man and a woman, it is extremely important that the man preserves the perception and the appearance that he is the more wanted party in the relationship. And the reason for that is because women date hypergamously, right? Or they date sort of sideways or above in terms of socioeconomic status and other sort of mating factor cues and signals, right? And so that's why when women are doing crap tests and things like that, what they're basically trying to see is this guy who I thought he was the high value, either sideways or above guy that I started dating and was attracted to in the first place, right? So as a man, you have to accept this burden within the relationship if you want an interested, engaged, and attracted woman, and you need to, again, to do things to preserve this. So here's 3 things that you can do within a relationship to preserve that sort of appearance and perspective of the woman. Number one is that you can let her communicate first. So when a woman starts texting you first, or is calling you, or whatever the thing is that basically what she's doing is she's sort of admitting that she's a little bit more curious, a little bit more interested in how you're doing than the opposite, than you are in her, right? And again, if it was flipped the opposite way, if you were really overly interested, overly needy with her, that's going to shut her down and turn her off, because that's going to give her some weird sort of spider senses, and that's subconscious, right? Where we're talking about she's looking to optimize and she's looking to date hypergamously. So again, you're sort of sitting off that radar. So you want to make sure that we want to let her establish that communication first. Number 2 is that you want to own the geographic territory of the relationship. Meaning if there's restaurants that you go out to that you're choosing, if you're hanging out, doing certain activities at different places, or if you're just having a movie night, make sure it's sort of on your turf, right? Because if you control the sort of the geography of the relationship, again, you kind of keep it within your frame, right? And you're reinforcing again that I'm the more desirable party. You're coming into my life or coming into my frame. And then the last thing to do is to be the first one to break from intimacy, right? So if you're kissing her, if you're holding her hand, if you're hugging her, right? So if you're the person that kind of separates first, what happens is it creates that longing in the other person, and again, reinforces that sense that you are the more wanted person, and keeps that level of arousal and engagement and attraction really high on her end.